Well, I hope everyone has been soaking in all of the sunshine that we've had the last few days, and we get to enjoy it all throughout the weekend as well. A few extra clouds might drift in at times, but overall, quiet conditions remain across the southeast. We've got essentially a dome of high pressure, which is bringing in that dry and comfortable air all throughout this weekend. However, once we move into next week, we will start to see a bit of an uptick in those temperatures. So still fairly low humidity. You'll notice those temperatures maybe a little bit warmer than yesterday, but sitting in the upper 70s, lower 80s, right on track for where we should be this time in September. So we're not seeing any major temperature swings just yet. So once we get into next week, and even as we look a little bit further out, our temperature outlook 8 to 14 days out. Hard to believe that this will get us towards the end of September, approaching the start of October, and things are trending a little bit above average, and you will see that indicated in our 4-day plus forecast. So throughout the day, if you've got any outdoor plans, lots of activities going on, you are good to go. Head outdoors, grab the sunglasses, the sunscreen. Still going to be a beautiful start to the weekend. Maybe you want to have dinner outside. Perfect conditions to do so. As you can see, a mix of sun and clouds, not much to track here. Locally, different story in the tropics though. We have been tracking Tropical Storm Fiona, now actually starting to show a little bit more of this convection begin to bubble up, bringing heavy amounts of rainfall all across the Caribbean islands here as it moves across the Leeward Islands, approaching San Juan, Puerto Rico, already starting to tap in on some of that moisture, and then the wind is going to follow as we move throughout the next couple of days as it continues this westward track at about 13 miles per hour, sustained winds of 60 miles per hour with the latest advisory. Now, as we push things forward in time here with this update, it still has this actually strengthening to a Category 1 hurricane prior to making landfall in the island of Hispaniola, Dominican Republic, as it starts to make this curve. What's key with this forecast is depending on when it strengthens will also help to determine as to when we start to see that turn with this system and where it goes from there. So as of right now, keeping this track very much in line with the last couple of runs where it starts to strengthen, pushing off the Dominican Republic and push northward, still remaining a Category 1 hurricane through the middle of next week. So one thing we'll need to watch with this is when it strengthens, but as of right now, it looks like the main impacts are going to remain off of the U.S., which is great news for us for the time being, but still something we need to watch over the next few days. But for the time being, some of those Caribbean islands are going to be dealing with significant flooding and heavy amounts of rainfall and even some landslides over the next few days. So definitely keep them in your thoughts. For us though, we've got sunshine, not a drop of rain in the forecast for us all throughout the weekend, getting us into next week, a mix of sun and clouds. The warmer temperatures though, they return early next week, upper 80s into the lower 90s, and it does look like that's going to be the theme as we close out the end of next week. So we've got a little bit longer where we can enjoy these refreshing temperatures, but as we move into next week, the heat and humidity, a more summer-like pattern is going to move into our forecast.